I decided that I'm going to direct seed some cool season flowers at the plot as an experiment this year. I did plant a few cool flowers very early in the spring and I had a lot of success with them. So this year I want to try to also plant some now in the fall to harvest in the following spring. So basically there are two ways that you can plant cool flowers. So usually you plant them 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date or before your first frost date. And that will depend on the hardness zone that you're growing at. Here in New York City we are at zone 7B. So a lot of the flowers will be able to establish now in the fall, go dormant in the winter, and then come back really strong in the spring. I had some larkspur in the freezer actually for a while from the spring, and I'm gonna try to use the rest of what I had in there. This is a mixed variety from Joni's and have a few different colors in it. I'm also going to try to plant Bachelor's Button. This variety is called Black Boy. And then I have a couple from Floret, which is Love in a Mist, which is also known as Nigella. This one is Creamer's Plum, and also some calendula. There's a few other things that I like to add also, but I'm still on the fence to think about it. Depending on the space when I go there and how things are looking, I might do some Bupleurum. I hope I'm saying this right. It also says green gold in here, and this is supposed to be a filler foliage kind of plant. And this year when I tried to do bouquets for Mother's Day, I really didn't have a lot of foliage, so I think that this would be something very good for me to try. There are other varieties that you can grow, but these are the ones that I chose to try. It will all depend on space over there in the plot, and I tried to think that through a little bit more, but I think I have to go there and see it to really make a decision. Okay, so this is not a good sign. You see how the soil is looking over here? I got a chance to come here a little earlier and weed everything and prepare the soil, but now I can see, oops, that some sort of animal is digging around. It could be birds, it's just a bird going up there. It could be squirrels. Even worse could be the rats or mice. So now I'm not sure if this will be a good idea or not, if I'm going to lose all of the seeds or they're gonna get eaten up. Maybe I'm just gonna do one bed. I'm gonna do the larkspur right here in the bed. I don't have a lot of seeds for the larkspur, so I'll probably only be able to do one line. The seeds are black, so it'll be a little hard for you guys to see, but I am sprinkling some right over here. I'll do another row. I'll do a third row right here. Now the other two seeds I'm going to put here, I'm going to do Bachelor Button and Nigella. This Bachelor Button looks really nice. This darker color, I planted the blue one last time. It's blue, it's nice, but I just found it very hard to put in arrangements. It looks a little out of place for me. I think this dark one could be very, very cool. So I'm gonna try this one. Oops, too much in there. These are easier to see. And I'm just gonna thin this if they germinate do well on the spring. Now let's do Nigella. And I think these plants are very pretty. I know that Bachelor Button and Nigella need darkness to germinate, so I'm going to cover those guys up here and do a little pad so that's good contact with the soil. Same with this guy here. And I'll also kind of cover the larkspur a little bit and water this. So because of the birds, I've been seeing a lot of them already here, and I've seen some squirrels on the fence. I think I'm only going to do this tree as an experiment. You know, maybe I'll come tomorrow and do the rest, but it's getting a little late now too. I'll think about it. Alright guys, I just realized that the microphone was not plugged in properly from the time that I was sowing the seed, so hopefully you can hear what I said. Here's how this little area looks right now. And here again is how the rest of the beds look. Full of marks of something. So let's see if this will survive. Let's see if I get any germination from this little patch. Check out these bees on the dahlias. They love the open centered ones. This one is one of the ones that I grew from seed, and it looks like it just opened and the bees have been all over it. This one, and that one are all sisters. They all came from the same seed parent, and they all turned out slightly different from each other. You know what? Just remembered we have this screen in here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this screen down over there where we planted. I did this in the spring. Oh, it doesn't cover the whole thing, but if we can save some of it, that would be already nice. At least from the birds, some things can crawl under, but it'll make it a little difficult for them to reach the seeds there. Alright, so that will be it for today's little experiment. We'll see how those seeds are going to do all the way back there. Hopefully they germinate and give us some plants in the spring. I'm very curious to see how they will handle the winter. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you next time.